Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team Rise or Fall, and as you can see, I'm back in the DFS dungeon. There's not too much going on other than the Buffalo Bills go to the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. I'm telling you right now, this game isn't going to go how you think it's going to go. Might not be happy, so stick around and let's talk about it. Hello, how are you? I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, once again here with Team Rise or Fall to talk about Sunday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills head to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs in what should be an outstanding game. And it all depends on, well, actually, no, it depends on what side of the fence you're on in this one. You're either Bills Mafia or your Chiefs Kingdom. Before we get into that and all the over-unders and my final score predictions, just make sure you go over to Team Rise or Fall, like, share, and subscribe. You know the drill by now. Leave a comment. Is what I'm doing, are you having some success? Is what I'm doing kind of just in the pooper? It's not having any good results. Either way, leave a comment. Everybody here at Team Rise or Fall, including myself, we love to hear feedback. This is what I enjoy. I want a little bit more of this and a little bit less of that. You have a voice here. This is not a dictatorship. This is a democracy here at Team Rise or Fall. I mean, to me it is. Hopefully the higher ups and Mitch at Team Rise or Fall don't say, you know what, Chris, you can't talk like that anymore. But I don't think that'll happen. But make sure you go to Team Rise or Fall. It's only $9.99 a week. That's $1.42 a day. And look, there's several different packages that you can get here. $29.99 a month. But to be honest with you, just try out the $9.99 a week to see what it's about, what you like, and I almost guarantee you will stick around. It's that good. The Discord channel is free. All my stuff is not only on the website and social media, but I put it all in the Discord too, and everybody dissects it, and that's the beauty to this thing here. Not feeble-minded, not light, soft-skinned, however you want to put it. I can take the encouragement, I can take the punishment, because at the end of the day, it's all for you. Anybody who reads and writes and listens to my content or DFS content in general, that's who I'm looking to please, all of you, the consumer. So I thank you for being here, and I thank you for all the support so far. Enough with the nonsense. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you won't. You don't want to hear me talk about crap for this long. So let's get right into the meat of the broadcast here. As I said, the Buffalo Bills head to Kansas City in Arrowhead. In this game, I believe it opened up at a 55.5 over/under. And at this moment in time, whether you're watching this Saturday night or Sunday morning, as it stands right now, the over/under is at 56.5. And you know what? You never like to bury the lead here, but I will in this point. I fully expect to bet the under in this one. The final score, you can wait till the end of the broadcast here, but if you put two and two together, it's going to be on the lighter side. So over under 56.5. I'm going under, and that's it. Now, when you look at this game from an overall football perspective, there's a lot to take in from this. The points and the all the intricacies here. So a few things I want to do different than most single game captain spot videos here. I want to start off with some facts that I found. Defense, offense, numbers, and all that, and then we'll get into the players here. That'll help kind of guide you and me through the video in terms of what I'm saying here. So the last three games for the Buffalo Bills, they've outscored their opponents 118-21. It's like mind-blowing. If I could blow up or explode my own brain right now, I'd probably do it for the sake of you in the video here. 118-21. That's nuts. In Buffalo, they only allow about 11 points a game. And as you can see, per usual, just notes out the wazoo, as my grandmother used to say, who's still around. She's 96 years old. So thank you, Grandma Alice. Appreciate you don't know from a hill of beans and out the wazoo. That's what my grandma always says. So when we look at the Buffalo offense here really quick, Zach Moss and Devin Singletary, what do we do with these two guys? In seasonal formats, everybody's pulling out their hair. They don't know what to do. But realistically, from a football perspective here, they've been doing just fine. They've been splitting carries no worries here. And they average with the split here about 4.54 yards a game when they split. Their averages are different individually, but when they split the carries, they're breaking off about 4.5 yards a rip here. Personally speaking, I think Zach Moss has a nice game in this one. We'll get to it when I get to his price here. But another thing that we have to pay attention to is the Kansas City Chiefs. They allow the second highest rush yards a game. They give away 146-ish, 147-ish yards a game here on the ground, rush yards here. So big day for Moss, big day for Singletary. And I think the game script here should be, this is me speaking here. I think, if I may, I think Buffalo will find some success in this game if they're able to force some 3-and-outs here and they have these long, sustained drives. And I know what you're going to say, Chris, that's dog crap. That's cookie cutter advice, but it's realistic, and it's Sunday Night Football, only game on. So I'm trying to paint a picture for you in your head the same way an author does with their books and their content here, because it's going to pay dividends when we get into the content. So let's get right into it here. Let's look at Pat Mahomes. I mean, he is, one of, if not the greatest quarterback playing right now. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City hosting Buffalo. Buffalo is 4th overall against opposing quarterbacks. Mahomes, $17,000 on FanDuel, $12,000 on DraftKings. And the opposite quarterback, Josh Allen, unbelievably good. Buffalo at Kansas City, get this. Kansas City is 31st overall against opposing quarterbacks. Josh Allen, $16,500 on FanDuel, $12,400 on DraftKings. And as you can see, the light keeps coming in. I go from a good color to then I look like I'm yellow. So pay no mind to it. I can't do nothing about the sun. And we'll go from there. So Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, which way are we going to go here? Let me look at my notes on the other page here. Mahomes, I'm sure you know this if you're watching this video, Mahomes has thrown 7 interceptions his last 7 regular season games, which is wild in comparison to he only threw 7 interceptions through his previous 26 games in this one. So you can see here that Mahomes and this Kansas City offense, not much has really changed here with what they're doing. Mahomes has just been a little more sloppy than we're used to, and I think it's all because of the Kansas City defense. They're putting the offense in some tight spots. Patrick Mahomes is wanting to take more risks, and it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. So double check that. Mahomes, 17 grand on FanDuel, only 12 grand on DraftKings. And then Josh Allen, as I said, Kansas City's 31st overall against opposing quarterbacks. He is $16,500 on DraftKings, $12,400. Let's look at the running backs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, kid's on one heck of a heater here, playing Buffalo. Buffalo is 4th overall against opposing running backs. Clyde Edwards, 11 grand on FanDuel, only $7,400 on DraftKings. So is the move in this one, if you want to be odd or contrarian or just be a flat out weirdo like I am, do we pivot to Darrell Williams, who is 7 grand on FanDuel, only $3,600 on DraftKings? And when I flip the page to my notes here, you have to look at what the Buffalo defense has been doing. As I said, they're only giving up about 11 total points a game here, so that doesn't bode well for any of the offensive skill positions for the Kansas City Chiefs, who I want to shine a big light on, kind of like the sun that's making me look yellow right now. I want to focus on the Buffalo Bills running backs, Zach Moss, Devin Singletary. Let's start with Moss. Buffalo at Kansas City. Kansas City is 28th overall against opposing running backs. Moss is $10,500 on FanDuel. He's only $6,600 on DraftKings. And then the other running back here, who I love just as much, Devin Singletary, $9,500 on FanDuel, only $5,200 on DraftKings. And as I said in the opening of the video, but it bears repeating here, together, these two boys, when they're splitting the carries, they're hitting at about 4.5 yards a pop, which is fantastic in a game where I would imagine Buffalo will lead the play, not the play clock, but the time of possession here. I could see a case where, we get to the 3rd or 4th quarter and, they show the graphics where Buffalo is completely dominating with pace of play. and the time that they have the ball. So to me, Zach Moss and Devin Singletary are very much in play in the same line. I can't say that enough. Maybe we put Moss in at the MVP or the captain spot here. Let's dig in a little deeper. Reggie Gillian, nothing special here. I believe Gillian had one carry for 1 yard last week, one target, one reception, 8 yards. Could be some nice, weird punt play here. He's only $5,000 on FanDuel, and he's the cheapest you can get on DraftKings for that. Guy's not going to see a ton of work, but I mean, last week, one carry, one target. If you wanted to put in a guy, because you can get a little bit of salary relief, I'm not going to fault you for that, and that's it. Not going to make a graphic, not going to spend a ton of time on Reggie Gillian. Let's get into the wide receivers. We'll pick up the pace a little bit. Tyreek Hill against Buffalo. Guess what? Buffalo is first overall against opposing wide receivers. Tyreek Hill had a monster game last week, over 100 yards. I believe he scored 3 times. Tyreek Hill on FanDuel, $13,500 on DraftKings. He's $10,400. McCole Hardman, $7,500 on FanDuel, only $4,600 on DraftKings. D. Robinson, $6,000 on FanDuel, only $3,200 on DraftKings. And then Byron Pringle. This one is weird to me. Look at the price here. Byron Pringle, $6,500 on FanDuel. He's $5,000 more than Demarcus Robinson, but on DraftKings, he's only $800 in comparison to D-Rob's only $3,200. So maybe that paints a picture here that we're not seeing. Well, actually, you're hearing it right now. I think Byron Pringle is very much in play on DraftKings, given his only $800 price tag. So if you need salary relief, which absolutely in this game with all these high-powered studs, look to Byron Pringle to kind of, lighten the load in your roster here. In terms of the Buffalo Bills wide receivers, Stefon Diggs, stud at Kansas City. Kansas City, it's a plus matchup. It's a green matchup. They're 19th overall against opposing wide receivers. Diggs is $12,500 on FanDuel, only $8,800 on DraftKings. Cole Beasley, $10,000 on FanDuel, only $5,800 on DraftKings. This guy has been seeing an absolute ton of targets here, so who are we to kind of shun that or close the door on Cole Beasley? Emmanuel Sanders, aka Manny Sanders, $9,000 on FanDuel, only $7,000 on DraftKings. And then Gabe Davis, who leading up to this point in the season, he's kind of been a disappointment. But if you remember what I did last year in bottom of the barrel in my punt plays, Gabe Davis was a bottom of the barrel all-star. And I think, I don't want to say the secret is out or the word is out here, but defenses, they're not, letting him get over the top and catch them by surprise here. Regardless, Gabe Davis, $6,000 on FanDuel, only $1,000 on DraftKings. So of these wide receivers, I think it's best, and this is crazy and it might cost me, but sometimes, different sport, but you get in the batter's box and you have to swing. Is it a home run? Is it a base knock? Or you strike out? In this game, I have a feeling, the casual DFS player will look and say, Kansas City, they're fantastic. So you're going to get a larger than normal ownership percentage on Kansas City. To be honest, I think the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to be a little bit overinflated in terms of what they put out on the field. So to be fair, I'm fading Tyreek Hill. The only wide receiver for Kansas, 2 wide receivers I'd look for in Kansas City is Hardman to do something of note. Only $7,500 on FanDuel, $4,600 on DraftKings. Or as I said, Byron Pringle, only $8,000 on DraftKings. I'm telling you right now, rewind, pause, come back, grab a pen, paper, whatever you want to do. Most of my lineups on Sunday night will be heavily favored in the Buffalo Bills side of things. Let's talk about the tight ends. Look no further than Travis Kelce. Buffalo, they're 10th overall against opposing tight ends. Kelce, $13,000 on FanDuel. Holy smokes, $9,200 on DraftKings. And then that's about it. Jody Fortson, the rookie Noah Gray. Fortson, $6,000 on FanDuel, only $1,400 on DraftKings. And then Noah Gray, not even an issue, $5,000 on FanDuel. You could find 10 other players that I'd rather have at that price that Noah Gray is. On the Buffalo Bills side of things, there's only one player that I want to talk about. Yep, you just said it. Let me repeat. Dawson Knox, Buffalo and Kansas City. Kansas City's 26th overall against opposing tight ends. Dawson Knox, $8,000 on FanDuel. On DraftKings, he's $6,200. No brainer to me to plug in this lineup. I know his ownership percentage isn't going to be as high as you think. The kid has scored a touchdown in 3 straight games. I think he makes it 4th straight game Sunday night. Dawson Knox for a touchdown. Book it. And let's move on. In terms of the kickers, Tyler Bass, Harrison Butker. Bass is $8,500 on FanDuel, only $4,200 on DraftKings, and if it matters, Kansas City is 12th overall in giving up points to the opposing kicker. Harrison Butker, 85, same price, $8,500 on FanDuel, but he's $200 cheaper on DraftKings, and he's only $4,000. So of these two kickers, let's get back to that. I have definitely a personal preference here, but I'll tie this up into a bow once we get past DSTs, and I give you my final score. In terms of the defenses here, Buffalo, $3,000 on FanDuel. Kansas City, only $4,000 on DraftKings. Now, in terms of the overall game here, I think that we're going to see a case where Buffalo does win this game. It's not going to come easy. And if you notice, Buffalo, I think they've been up. When the fourth quarter starts, Buffalo on average, the last 3 games, have been up 20 total points. So the fourth quarter for the Bills, they've been on easy street. They've been floating by here. But Kansas City, just to point out a few things, they're very vulnerable against the run on the ground. That's why I like Moss and Singletary. They're allowing 5.41 yards a play, whether it's on the ground, whether it's in the air. And again, as I said, Buffalo, they've been up 20-plus points to start the fourth quarter in the last 3 games. And Kansas City, they've outscored. They've been outscored, 28-7 in the fourth quarter, their last 2 losses. I kind of hacked that up. Let me repeat that. Kansas City has been outscored 28-7 their last 2 losses. So that paints a picture here. And again, Buffalo, they have 11 total takeaways in their last few games, and their overall margin of turnovers, they're a +7. So they get after the ball carrier. They ball hawk it in the sky here. And look, Buffalo, they only give up 148 passing yards a game. Doesn't bode well for Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes and even Travis Kelce here. And the Buffalo defense is on an absolute heater right now. They only give up about 4.5, 4.7 yards a play here. So granted, the last 3 quarterbacks the Bills have faced have been Jacoby Brissett, Tyler Heineke, David Mills. So again, as I said in the opening of the video, I expect Buffalo to lead time of possession. I expect Buffalo to kind of, force some turnovers, some 3 and outs for the Kansas City Chiefs here. And look, this kind of mindset that I'm going here, it might not be popular, but that's the way I'm playing Sunday Night Football. That's all I've ever tried to do. Share my own personal process and methods with you. I think Buffalo wins this game. It's going to be close. For that, I like the under, and I firmly believe that Buffalo wins this game, and the final score 24-17. So give me who was it? Zach Moss, Devin Singletary, Dawson Knox, Hardman. And then that other spot, it's up to you. Mix and match what you want to do. Thank you for being here. Video was longer than usual because I just had so much stuff I wanted to get out. So much important stuff to me that I wanted to tell you. So before I split, make sure you go to Team Rise or Fall. Like, share, subscribe. Sign up for the premium services. Just check it out. $9.99 a week. That's so easy. We spend more than that a day on coffee or lunch, whatever you're doing. So I appreciate all the support, all the likes, shares, and subscribes. I really can't stress it enough. I'm absolutely loving doing this. I'm loving all the interactions with you, good or bad. That's what the name of the game is here. Give my thoughts, my process, show my face on videos, write content, and not everybody's going to like it. Not everybody's going to agree, but in my heart of hearts, I love what I'm doing in the direction of Team Rise or Fall. So thanks so much. And how about we get together again on Monday to talk Monday Night Football. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye, friends.